Good evening, friends. This is Deepak Gurwara. Welcome all of you to the webinar of the Unstoppable Passionpreneur. Unstoppable Passionpreneur is the community where every member have freedom to share their skills, knowledge, and business value with innovation. So our tagline is sufficient to express as learn, network, share, collaborate, and grow together. This platform is unique where every member can take initiative to present themselves, which bring a more visibility among us. Our today's speaker also inspired and taken initiative to share her knowledge. We welcome architect Nidhi. She is MRG in environmental architecture. She is owner and founder of Construct Designing based at Mumbai. I hope from today's session, we will learn something new and know more about future of architecture. Thanks once again for joining. Now I am handing over this platform to architect Nidhi to share her experience. Over to Nidhi.
Thank you, Deepak ji. Thank you for that lovely introduction. And I'm very grateful to Unstoppable Passionpreneur. And I'm inspired by this particular platform, and in particular today's presentation is focused on entrepreneurs. So if you see at the end of the video, I guarantee that you will be motivated and you will have a broader perspective of your business model. And it is subject to architecture, but it is relevant to everyone. Do you agree, Deepak ji?
Yes, Nidhi.
So I welcome everyone. Very good evening to Unstoppable Passionpreneurs core team. You all have been a great help, and all the fellow members, architects, and everyone who showed interest in this topic. And I'm very grateful to you all that I am able to share this thoughts with you all. So a little bit about myself, and Deepak ji told about me a little bit. So basically, I completed my architecture in 2013, and post that I pursued my environmental architecture. And a few years back, I was a founder of Construct Designing, and we give architecture and interior services. So we always wonder, right? Like, what would be the future of architecture? Like, you know, construction industry. I get a lot of these questions from everywhere. Ki kya hoga abhi architecture ka, construction industry ka, what will happen? So, you know, when I was working with a well-known architect, and in my journey, I've come across a lot of intellectuals and mentors. I thank them, like I'm very grateful. I got a lot of knowledge from them. So in one of the meeting, like we were having some meeting for this service flows. Oh my God, like they are very hectic to handle. So after the meeting is over, this my senior architect, he's around 60-year-old. He told me, you know what, Nidhi, I'm 60-year-old. I have so much experience in this field, but I still feel that I'm learning. I'm still learning. I have to be in that pace of learning. So that's how the whole conversation started about how future architecture would be and all of that. So, you know, when it comes to architecture, initially there was, you know, there used to be buildings like ground plus 1, ground plus 3 or 4. So, and that times the elevators were not even introduced. And we had like simple plans. And then came the elevators, and then we went till 7th floor. Then we went to 50 floors, then we went to 100 floors and 163 floors. So Burj Khalifa has 163 floors. So, oh my God, what mega structure. So did we ever imagine when we had ground plus 4 building that we would reach a time when we will build 163 floors? I mean, wow, what engineering, what architecture. So that is a kind of growth and development happens. So what is that influenced that kind of change? So that is one thing we talk about architecture. Then there is a lot of technology. Like I talk about technology, like smart homes have come. I mean, you can talk to someone who has come at your doorstep on phone. You can unlock your door from phone. There are stack parkings. I mean, every thing has a technological support. I mean, what drives that change, that technology to change? Then comes the materials, and materials play a huge role in architecture industry. So when I talk about materials, there is so much happening. I mean, there are eco-friendly materials coming in. There are materials which are made up of byproducts. Okay, so there are materials which are coming from the byproduct of a material. I mean, amazing. Like sometimes I feel like, did we ever imagine something like that coming in? So, and the human resources, like the skill set, like we ever imagined that, you know, when we were drafting back days, that we will come to a technology where we are using BIM. We can use, and the structures have become so complicated that we need BIM right now. It's the need of the hour. So people are getting aware of this particular technology. They know that the buildings are getting complicated, complex. So there is a lot of things happening in skill set also. And when I talk about skills, see, if one thing doesn't have, if suppose I tell you that there is a drafts person right now, would he get a job? Will a draft person get a job? No. But if he learns BIM, he upgrades himself, he will obviously come into picture and he will get that skills. So skills also changes. You have to understand that what pace you have to, you can't get stuck. Okay, मैंने कर लिया graduation, अभी masters हो गया तो चलो अभी यही करते हैं. You have to upgrade yourself and do that. And if you see, they all are interrelated. So if there is any innovation in technology, that will reflect in the materials, that will reflect in human resources, and ultimately it will reflect in architecture. So it's the whole cycle. Okay, now what do people need? People need roti, kapda, makan. People need shelter. So when I talk about shelter, see, first thing, any architect, any civil engineer, any interior designer, any IT guy, whoever is working or giving services or products is for people. It is for people. So we do everything for people, and people need architecture. So they are interrelated. So architecture is never going out of the picture, nor are people going. So it's the only thing that you have to keep with the pace. There are a lot of industries which is dependent on architecture. When I talk about chemical industry, waterproofing, paints, I talk about material industry. So there's a huge, humongous market which is dependent on architecture. Then I talk about technology. So there's a lot of technology which is dependent on architecture. As I said, smart homes. There are technology like, that automation system of parking and all of that. So there is a lot of IT support, even industrial people need. Okay, so that is one thing which is interrelated, architecture, industry, and technology. Then comes human resources, like the resources which are used for industries, for technology, and for architecture. Then there is infrastructure. So infrastructure, architecture, दोनों मिल बैठ के होता है. So where there is architecture, there is infrastructure. Where there is infrastructure, there is architecture. So you have to follow that where infrastructure is growing, and that is the intention of the government, that okay, we need architecture to rise here, we need construction here, so this is the potential area, do something nice, do something creative. So that is the opportunity we have to look for. We have to find the right people to talk to, because even they are searching for us. And then comes professionals, all of us who are here, entrepreneurs. So this whole industry together is interlinked. So you know there's huge scope. You can see on the screen. Okay, now why I'm talking so much about architecture? Okay, for people who are not in this field or in this field, so I want to tell you guys that 80% of the time we are in indoors. अब मानो या ना मानो, हम लोग 80% of the time we are in indoors, which was not the case way back. So it is very important that we give people priority. We design for them, thinking that they are 80% of the time inside. How will you enhance their well-being? How will you enhance their mood when they are inside? Because that makes a lot of difference, especially in COVID-19. You know, there's a lot of things which are coming up that, you know, like people are getting lonely and all of that. That is because the buildings have become like that. You see one flat in per floor. I mean, what kind of community gathering you're giving them? So that is one of the things. So as rightly said, architecture is not only about building, it's about people, improving people's quality of life. So I say that future of architecture is nothing but sustainable design solution to current problems. So what is the problem? What is the problem? Problem is that we are flooding every rainy season we are getting flooding. So NASA is estimating that in 2050, 36 million people in India would be affected. What are we doing about it? I mean, I can't see every year there is the same problem of flooding. So this is the kind of problems we have to cater to. Now see this, this was in 1900, I got this from NASA. You can see this, it's time travel, not the actual time travel, you travel somewhere else. So in this time travel, they have shown that in 1900, see how the temperature has increased. This is when my parents were born, 1965. And look at this drastic difference. Just look at it. And this is the population data which was given by Population Reference Bureau. So they are estimating that in 2050, India will top the population, like 1.7 million. 1.7 million. So imagine the people who will be homeless. Actually, everybody deserves a housing. We need to come up with affordable housing. We need to create jobs. Of course, that is all there. But the population will need housing in the coming future. And with the population increase, there is a depletion. There is resource depletion. We don't, now most of the countries have banned cutting the trees. So we have to, take care of so many problems in a creative designing way. So what is that? What is a creative designing way? So you have to find a sustainable design solution, as I said, to the current problems, which brings to the future of architecture. Okay, what if I told you that, especially in COVID-19 days, ki, chalo, I'll take you to the room where you get the privacy also. You can harvest food, you can have food there. Then you can have your social pocket there where you can meet your neighbors. You can have a walking track, yoga mat there on every floor, on the 50th floor. What would you do? So this is one of the project, which is Bamboo Nest Towers. So basically, it's this proposal was given for the smart city of New York. Vincent did that. In 2050, they are expecting that this will be over. Look at this building. Like, it is enveloped by weaving of bamboo. And if you see inside, it's a vertical garden. And every floor has the building structure will support the farming of it. And there are it creates its own energy. So there are windmills, if you can see. So it creates energy from wind. So that is the kind of innovation we should come across. Now look at this example. Now sea level rise and all that. Did you ever think of giving a proposal like this? I mean, look at this. This is floating city. And this concept was presented by an architecture firm, which is big, known as Oceanic City. And this was founded by J.R.K. Ingalls. So, he thought that, ocean is wide, like wherever there is a possibility that, the deepness of it is accurate and it can withstand floods. Okay, not tsunami, floods it can withstand. And also it is an answer for earthquakes. So he designed this particular floating city. Now look at his imagination. This is what he's aiming at. And when I'm talking about floating city, it doesn't have a foundation. It is floating in water. And look at this particular vehicle. It is air transport. At the same time, it is water transport. And trust me, future architecture is all upon your imagination, your design, and how do you present it to people and get it executed. And you know, he he has also proposed that he will have a system where it will auto clean the water through natural systems. So he will have the whole ecosystem below the water. So what do we have in our platter? As Indians, what do we have in our platter? So we have intellectuals who are into technology. We have a strong team in technology who will take care of that. Then we have automation. We have professionals who are working for automations. We have architects, engineers, all of us. We have industries for giving us materials, and there's a lot of innovation which can happen, and sky is the limit. So where are these opportunities coming up? Now I will show you this particular what Government of India is planning. So these are the areas, these are cities which Government of India has selected for smart city. And Government of India has, widely said that we need smart people to come up with innovation. So that, see, even they don't know. They have just said that smart city, but they want people to come up with innovations and cater to all the problems which I said earlier. So it's a teamwork. So there is an architect also, there's a brilliant design, there is a brilliant interior design, there is a brilliant engineering, there's a brilliant IT professional who is working over it. So it's a teamwork. We all have to do it together because it's not a task for one person. One person can't do this, but it's a teamwork. We have to integrate the whole process. As rightly said by Socrates, that the secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but creating the new. So this is one of the smart city, in the smart city website, you will see this, challenges where they have written that smart city mission requires smart people who actively participate in governance, and they have involvement not only for ceremonial participation, but otherwise also. So they are inviting people to give us innovative ideas, come ahead, come work with us. And they have also told that, we want smart solutions, we want more from less, from using less resources. So there is this body called SPV. So they plan, appraise, approve. Like if your company has come up with very innovative ideas, they will approve your plan and you will get the contract. They will give you that. So in India level, in this, under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister, so he's asking entrepreneurs like all of us, we entrepreneurs, he's asking people, come ahead, come for the growth of India as an economic structure, because he is alone, as I said. Yeah, it's not for one person. We need a team. We need integrated process. So he is asking people to come ahead, give your innovative ideas. And nowadays, because of this social media and everything, it is so easy to convey your ideas to people. I mean, pehle to architects were alien, like kaun hai ye? But now, because of social media, we can actually discuss our designs. We can say that, what all is going on in architecture field and all of that. So it's a great medium, and he is asking startups, innovators that you come ahead and give us all the ideas. So he has given us focus areas. There is water cycling technology, and if you see all of that, that all of that is connected to architecture industry. Everything needs requirement of technology, civil engineers, architects, because architects will put it in their design. So they need to be aware of what technology is going on and how to accommodate in their design. So all are there to conserve our ecosystem, our environment. So you can see the focus areas. You can have a look at that website. So I have registered it. If you can see, you have to just register it, and whatever innovation you have to share that innovation on this My Government app, and they will get back to you. So in our case, it's like housing and environmental innovation. So if you have any of these, you can do that. So what am I saying in this is, and you have to submit this project. So what am I saying in this whole presentation, my point of view is that we are the change, we are the future of architecture. If you go to see whatever innovation, whatever ideas you get from people, anything, it can be art, architecture, engineering, anything, you have to convey that to the right people. And I mean, success is no far, you know. So I would end my slide by asking these basic questions. Whenever you're giving a service or a material or a product to anyone, ask these three questions. Are you easing the task for your client? Are you removing the burden from the client? Ki, "Achha, chalo, isko de diya project. Now I don't have any burden." So are you doing that? And if the answer is yes, you're doing a good job. If no, then reach to yes. So whatever design solutions you have, IT solution, engineering solutions, are they impacting on the environment in somehow? Are your habits, behavior impacting on the environment in somehow? Because ultimately this is our home, Earth is our home. We have to preserve it, conserve it. So you have to think about environment now because it's high time. And what impact you're doing to the society. As I said that, you know, like now, so there's single building with one unit on per floor. I mean, how can you expect a community engagement? Kahan milenge? Terrace pe ya niche road pe? So that is the thing, you have to give that social pockets where they can come meet. I mean, there's a lot of, see, initially there was no like, you know, we need amenities or we need this. But now things are changing. People are getting smarter. So you have to give solutions according to them, what people want. And last, you have to solve a problem. You have to, your services, your products have to solve a problem. So that would lead us to a better and reliable future architecture. Hello?
Hello? Yes, please. Yeah, please continue.
Yeah. So this was one of the bungalow project we did, and these are the recent interior works we have done. And if you want to contact me or have a conversation with me, so this is my contact details. You can contact me. And yeah, thank you so much for your time, everyone. I hope you like the presentation.
Yeah, presentation is good, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I hope you all have a broader perspective now, and I really am looking forward for people who have ideas and to share, because that is what we are here for. We are entrepreneurs team. We have a lot of opportunity.
Yeah.
If anyone have any suggestions or want to add something, form is open for discussion.
Nidhi ma'am, this is Sonal here.
Hi, Sonal.
Hi, it was a really good presentation, and like I told you just before our presentation started, that and in a time like this where opportunities are quite less and your mind actually doesn't work, ki karna kya hai. So your presentation has actually opened up a couple of ideas in my mind. So I would really like to thank you for that, and also to Unstoppable Passionpreneurs for bringing this to us. So thank you to the core team. And I hope everybody gets something from this presentation today, to take up in their future. And I hope everyone benefits. Thank you again, ma'am.
Thank you, Sonal. Thank you. It's actually all, as I said, like if you have an idea, you can engage so many people. I mean, you just need an idea, and there are people who can execute it,
Right, ma'am. Very true, very true.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi. This is Yogendra. I'm a co-founder of the FreeRC Energy Infrastructure. So I just wanted to ask, what is the green architecture? Just now, I think you have shown it in the last two, three slides. Okay. So how we can implement in green architecture in India?
So there are a lot of projects happening, and in fact, India is now turning towards. Do you know that India is giving solar power to other countries? It is the biggest achievement for India.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
would really recommend that everyone see what India is doing. So basically, see in building industry, there are a lot of things which are yet to come and which are coming slowly. But right now it is happening just because it's written in the DCR or you have to follow the bylaws. But there is a lot of things which can happen in renewable energy. And there are a few design perspectives which we use as a designer right from the planning stage, which can reduce the impact on they can give the best thermal comfort to the occupants. So it is very important that you get it designed from a right person, because it is very important. At the end of the day, occupants are going to stay. It's about people. So when I talk about coming to green architecture, your question, so basically green architecture is something where they teach us that how to audit a site, in terms of thermal comfort, in terms of humidity, relative humidity. So all of that is taught to us, and we have been surrounded by a lot of scientists for this particular thing. So we are associated with them when it comes to water, energy. So we integrate all of that in the design from the planning stage. So you can know more about green architecture, online. I would recommend that you do that.
Okay. And how we can convert the existing society into with the help of the green architecture? What are the statutory compliances or requirement if any society want to execute the green architecture projects, and what are the what should be line of action?
So basically, IGBC has given these guidelines to all of us. So I would talk about my society only. So my society has started, they have installed solar panels on the rooftop. And for all the lobby areas and parking areas, we are using that light. We have a STP. Every building has a STP, sewage treatment plant, which can be used for flushing. And there are many parameters where you can, if it's an existing society, you can also install a solid waste management machine for the wet waste, and you can use that in the garden if it's an existing society.
Okay, great. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
So Nidhi, there is one question. Yeah, one question from architect Sayed. How can we convince our client to accept the concept of sustainability in our project?
What's his good name?
Mr. Architect Sayed Ali.
Architect Sayed Ali, I have thought about this a lot of time. And when I actually started executing it, I realized that, when it comes to saving the environment, clients know, they always feel that we have to do something for the environment. We have to. So as an architect, when you give them that achievement part, sir, if you go for this design, you're going to contribute to the environment. If that achievement part he has, so he will happily be ready for that. And you have to show them, you have to make them understand through presentations. And now too, we have so many softwares, 3D walkthrough and all of that. So you can easily make them understand that what you're intending to have for them. So that would be very easy for them to get that what you're thinking about. So it's not that a big task, but you have to push for it. अगर 10 चीज में से एक चीज भी होती है, 2 चीज भी होती है ना, you're achieving something.
Sayed, you want to add something? You have raised the hand. Architect Sayed, you want to add something? Okay.
Can I ask one more question, Nidhi ma'am?
Yes,
This is
yes, please.
Yogendra. This is Yogendra. Every field is having a audit. Like HR is having the HR audit. Account is having the corporate account audit. Finance audit is there. Okay. Then energy audit is there. Is there any audit in the architecture architecture wing?
Yeah, yeah. So there is audit in architecture also. As I said that there are scientists who are working behind that. We have, like, for humidity, we use that box which comes, for dry bulbs, dry bulb and wet bulb. So we use that. So that all gadgets, you will get it from people who are into this field, and they are scientists themselves. So you just need to get accustomed to these things, what all is available right now and what all things are getting innovated. So yes, there is audit system in in green architecture also. And there is a lot of research which has happened in this.
Okay. Any ready reckoner is there?
Initially there was Ready Reckoner, but I don't think, I have no idea about it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Rajneesh.
Hi Nidhi, Rajneesh here. I am
Hi,
a
Raj.
construction chemical consultant. So since you are asking, telling about the future of this architecture and going to the green building concept, hanging gardens, etc., where there will be requirement of more water. How we are going to take care of the building structures from this moisture
Absolutely,
contents?
Rajneesh, that is one thing, no, India is lacking behind, is because people are not willing to experiment. I'm telling
Yeah,
you, in service floor only, there is so much of mess we have, we had
yeah.
meetings. So girder beams and there are so many things happening. Buildings are going to get complex. We are going to make mistakes, that's for sure. But we also have to understand that these changes are happening globally.
So
So,
okay, you tell, you speak.
so there are. I told you about this particular proposal. So they already have a research team which is working on that particular thing. How they will bear the soil. How what would be what would be the plumbing system? How it will be maintained? Everything they would have been thinking about.
Yeah, because that otherwise the building structure will not last long if we don't take care of the moisture content or the
Absolutely,
seepages,
Rajneesh.
etc.
No, no, that is the
So
most important thing. So that's why I told you that it is, where, if I told you when you were in 30 years back that I will make a building of 163 floors. Have you seen Burj Khalifa? How huge it is, humongous it is. And that is a kind of miracle
yeah,
which
yeah,
can
yeah.
happen. And that is
Yes.
happening globally, sir. And I won't be amazed this building coming up in New York. Because I've seen Singapore buildings also. I mean, masterpiece.
Right, right. So currently, what practices in Indian generally architects and consultants are recommending? I just wanted to know that while going for a new constructions in residential as well as commercials. If you have a broad idea.
Uh, Actually, I didn't understand your
So
question.
I am saying what are the current practices architects and structural engineers are recommending for the safety of structures from moisture content and seepages.
Practices.
Yeah.
Sir, actually, practices, I am not a expert in that. So maybe a MEP engineer in the group can give you that answer.
Like these, what you are recommending in such, since the start happens from the architect group or from the structural consultants, what needs to be taken care while the structure come up later, it has to be decided on the drawing itself.
Absolutely, absolutely, sir. So, what happens in usually designing stage, we have an idea, we do it on the ground level. We have a discussion. As I said, it is integrated process. So we have discussion with the experts who are into MEP field, who are into civil engineering field. And there are surveyors and geotechnical engineers because we need to understand the soil also. We can't just design anything. So we have a discussion with that, and then we understand that, you know, each challenges which each consultant has, and then we have to rework on design a lot. And one more thing I have seen, you know, in India, people call me कि अरे बंगलो बनाना है, 2 दिन में design करके दो. I mean, design is not for 2 days. It takes a lot of efforts. And if you want in 2 days, you will get shabby work.
Obviously. You have to take care of each and every aspect, futuristic
Absolutely.
aspect, at least what is going to happen after 40 years, 50 years, because any building, any bungalow is going to make for the last 40 years.
So what is happening now, you know, Rajneesh, my fellow friends who are into civil engineering and MEP, we talk about this a lot. What happens abhi jo bhi client hai ya jo bhi anyone is there who is taking charge of this, they want design in 10 days. अभी 10 days में design हो गया, 3D हो गया, सब हो गया, and then we ask MEP engineer and structural engineer to work on that. Imagine, like, and there are times when construction has started and then MEP engineers are introduced. You know, that is the scenario. So, I mean, I strongly believe that designing should be given time. Yeah. Sonal, you want to say something?
Yeah, my question basically is to do with LEED certification. Now, since your presentation mainly focused on energy efficient and green architecture, what I would like to understand is how we can promote more of LEED certification into our designs currently. Like even our small time designs, I'm not talking about, you know, high-rise buildings, but like bungalows and even, you know, I mean, is there anything as such in LEED certification that deals with designing for bungalows or things like that?
So
And
basically,
how I can access that kind of information?
So basically, no, LEED certification is given to the buildings. Okay, so if you have designed a building or something, so you can apply for a LEED certification. So they have this certification process where they give you that it's a LEED certified building. And in India, we have Griha. So you can have a look at that also, IGBC. So yeah, so you can look at that. So, basically, first the building is made as per the parameters they have given to us, and it is available online, and then you apply for the certification.
Okay, so basically, at the time of planning and designing, are these parameters from LEED considered?
Yes, yes. So there are APs professionals who are already in that thing. Like there are LEED professionals and all of that. So they will give you the certification for that. They come for the audit.
Okay.
For your building.
So
yeah, and my request.
Sorry.
Yes, sir.
There is a LEED consultant also who can help you to design the building. If you do not want to study the details of that parameter you have to meet, so there are separate consultants who means hire also them.
Okay.
But I honestly feel that you read it, because that will give you a free hand in designing. Sonal.
Exactly. So if you can, you know, maybe at the end of chat or maybe on our group, share some website links wherein we can access all this information, or if you can share any books or certain agencies that we can get in touch with to, you know, access this information, it would be great.
Sure. You can DM me, Sonal. I will get back to you.
I can add this, you know, the point which, you know, madam, whatever said related to the, you know, the green, you know, the structure. So basically we are doing, you know, one, you know, the green parameters, and for that there is a, you know, one ministry is also there, which is we called as a BMPTC, that is Building Material Promotion Council. So they actually, you know, gives us the certification for individual material that are used in the building section, and then it goes to the IGBC, and they took all the points. Like for example, 100 points are there. If you are, you know, up to 60 to 70%, that means the overall the structure is in the green category. So it's
Okay.
like that. So BMPTC and IGBC, these are the two, the things. And if you'll go on the website of BMPTC, that is a government, the website where you will find out the forms and everything, and you can submit that also.
Okay. Thank you, sir, for the information. We'll
Thanks,
check.
sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi Nidhi, this side Manish. Actually, just I want to add one more thing. Basically, we are taking care as a like all building management systems and security systems and all. But basically, since last 4 to 5 years, I am seeing that there is a bit dip into the into building management system, which is basically very useful system for the for energy conservation and all. So are you seeing some specific reason for doing these all things?
I didn't actually understand your question. Sorry, come again.
See, basically there is a one building management system called into the building and all. So basically, this particular system is used for the energy conservation and all for the particular building. Okay, because all the systems and all the equipments can be controlled and monitored from a one place. So since last 5-6 years that I am seeing that there are a little bit dip into the system that which other earlier companies was using. So because it is not going on that particular scale, and it is very useful systems and all. So any particular reason that which like it is not going into the proposal?
So
of
there
customer?
is only, see, the thing is, no, that I mean, you have to reach to the right people. That particular software the management system should reach to people who are doing research in this. So there are many architectural firms in Mumbai who are purely into research and development. So you have a list of them on the website. He has to reach them with their software because they are the right people to get across.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. So can we wind up? I mean, everyone who has any question or want to get in touch with me, please, I will leave my contact details on the chat box. You can get in touch with me. Yeah. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you, everyone. I hope you liked today's session.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
definitely
Thank
like
you.
and thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving this precious time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Please look at the broader perspective. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Yeah.
Before concluding our session, we'll
Thank you.
have, as per our tradition, we'll have the introduction round. So everyone have to please come forward and introduce themselves and about their business and what suggestion for this platform and what they are expecting from this platform. So please and please introduce yourself.
Uh,
Shall I start?
yeah.
Yes.
Please use only 30 seconds, 30 to 40 seconds, because everyone have to give that there.
Good evening, all. This is Viral Shah from Rushabh Aluminium and Glass, and I am from Mumbai. And my company is 38 years old, started by my father, and I am continuing it. And I am feeling very good to be part of Unstoppable Entrepreneur. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, all. This side Manish Mittal. I am from Delhi, and we are dealing into this all security systems and all building management systems and IT all. So we are providing services related to the designing and consultancy of these all systems. Thank you.
Mr. Kranti? Yeah, please.
Sir, I'll introduce myself.
Yeah, sure, please.
Yeah, I'm Sonal Hundekari. I'm from Pune. I'm a civil engineer and I have a small firm called Blue Arrow Ventures, an interior designing firm for the last 4 years. And I am also a facade design consultant for a company here in Pune. And I am happy to be on Unstoppable Passionpreneurs because it seems like a great platform to connect and collaborate with like-minded great people. So happy to be here.
Yeah, thanks a lot, madam. Ishwar Hegde, sir.
Good evening, all. I am Ishwar Hegde from Sugam Elevators, Mysore. We supply all type of elevators, chair lifts, home lifts, everything. Thank you.
This is Balchan. I'm an interior decorator from BJ Decors, Bangalore.
Thank you, Baltan.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Mohan.
Hi, Reddy. I am basically a sales and marketing professional in precision chemicals for last 20 years, and now doing a consultancy in construction chemical industry. So good to see here. One webinar I have attended earlier also, but this was much better and more informative webinar, and really happy this group associated with this group. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Yeah, please.
Mr. Sanjay Garg is a owner of Agrawal Woodens, and I am wife of Mr. Sanjay Garg. We work on customized theme on whole wooden interior, from chopper to whole blank building. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone.
Yeah, thanks a lot, ma'am. So anybody left, please unmute yourself and Ravi, you can also introduce. Yeah, Ravi. Ravi, Pratik.
Yes, sir.
Please introduce करो अपना.
सर जस्ट 2 मिनट दीजिए ना, मैं जस्ट बाहर आया हूँ, थोड़ा 2 मिनट का काम है, 2 मिनट में बोलता हूँ सर.
रितेश आई थिंक कंक्लूड करते हैं अगर कोई सॉरी एंड निकिता मैडम.
Yeah, I was about to say. No issue. Good evening, everybody. This is Nikita Desai from Mumbai. My company name is Papillon Resource Management Private Limited. We are into the HR recruitment and all relevant HR services, which covers the policy, training and development, counseling, and many more career aspects. We are into the deputation, temporary manpower, staffing solution, contractual for many sector. Currently, we are serving into the oil and gas, EPC, manufacturing, IT, construction, and many more industry, pan-India location. Second vertical, which we are running at present during the pandemic, that is a telecalling outsourcing services plus digital marketing. My top 5 clients covers the Reliance Jamnagar, Petrofac, Jacob Engineering, Arkema Chemicals, Maharashtrian Manufacturing, Pitambari, Manor and Steel, many companies. My unique selling point is technical manpower, right from junior to senior level. We can start serving within 3 to 4 days and can complete within 10 to 12 days working days. I need the HR connects from the who's are looking the manpower. As well, I can give, that's my gives, that whosoever looking for the HR connections or HR manager, HR department from the Mumbai sector, I am always open for them. Once again, Nikita Desai from Papillon Resource Management. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks a lot, ma'am.
Thank you.
So anybody left?
Deepak ji?
Yes, please.
Deepak ji, I am new to this group. So basically, I want to know what is this group about and what is the intention of this group. Can you throw a light on this, please?
See, our main purpose is to learn, network, and collaborate. Right. So we are not. There are a lot of entrepreneurs. Not just we are basically into construction only. There are a lot of diversified entrepreneurs in this group. We are regularly conducting a webinar of different topics. Now we are engaging one day per week for other sectors also.
Okay.
It's basically basically a knowledge sharing, networking, and collaboration and grow together.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Ritesh?
Anyone like introduce? Anyone left here?
So,
hi, good evening all. Myself Mohammad Ismail, civil structural engineer, founder member and principal design engineer in CES Consultants and Architects. We provide all services related to structural engineering and architecture in Hyderabad, Maharashtra, and Telangana also. Thank you.
Thank you, Ismail ji. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Great.
मैं रोहित माथुर हूँ, मेरा किशोर इंटीरियर से है तेलंगाना में। अब मैं आपका फर्स्ट एडिशन अभी फर्स्ट टाइम आया हूँ आपका ये मीटिंग में, और मेरा इंटीरियर का काम है पूरा, और मैन्युफैक्चरिंग है, बेड्स फर्नीचर का पूरा मटेरियल मेकर हैदराबाद में फर्निश फैक्ट्री है पूरा सर, और ये 7 ईयर्स से मेरा बिजनेस है सर।
Thank you, Kishore ji. Yeah, thanks a lot. Vidhi ma'am. So, Ritesh, shall we conclude?
So we'll be meeting.
sir.
Yes, Ravi ji.
Yeah. Hello everyone. Myself Ravi Dodia from Surat, Gujarat. मेरा प्रो स्लाइड्स करके कंपनी है जो ओनली प्रेजेंटेशन के रिगार्डिंग सर्विसेज प्रोवाइड करती है। मीन्स आपको कुछ भी तरह का मीन्स वीडियो प्रेजेंटेशन चाहिए या पीपीटी प्रेजेंटेशन चाहिए तो हमारी कंपनी आपको ये सर्विस प्रोवाइड करती है। और ये ग्रुप का जब फाउंडेशन हुआ तब से मैं ग्रुप के साथ जुड़ा हुआ, काफी अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस रहा है, काफी प्रोफेशनल लोग है। जो कोर्स मेंबर है वो काफी सपोर्टिव भी है, दीपक जी है, वेरी अमेजिंग सर, एंड थैंक यू वेरी मच। ये ग्रुप से काफी कुछ नॉलेज भी मिलता है, बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिलता है और अर्निंग भी होती है सर।
So today we will conclude for today. We will meet every week on every Tuesday and every Friday. So just remember this timing and day.
So next topic, Ritesh, next topic, please. Next topic.
And next topic is on how to business online, and which will be delivered by Mr. Dinesh Desai, who is the husband of Nikita Desai ma'am, and that will be delivered on the next coming Tuesday on the 1st of September and Tuesday at 8 p.m. So hope you all as per regular sessions. Okay. So
Yes,
thank
sir.
you very much for your time, and thanks. Have a good day, a good night. Okay. So see you again.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Yeah, thanks.